pushing at the end of the games and it's the last workout and I want to win, like how bad do you want it? I just imagine like Sam next to me and we're going head to head and whoever wins is just the fittest woman on earth. Always when I want to give up, I think about that. I'm like, you wouldn't give up in competition. Why would you give up in training? Nobody ever expected me to make it to the games, I think. I mean, my first year at regionals, I got disqualified the first day. So, people never expected anything from me. And I always wanted to prove what I could do. And I finally did that 2015. Found out a lot of weaknesses in 2014 and worked on them. I'm so hungry for it. So hungry. So we are going now to get an MRI on my shoulder to see if I can start training again or if I have to wait a little bit longer and hopefully not get surgery for a pinched nerve. So we'll see how that goes. Before the games last year, at the games last year, I don't know when it happened, but I had like a fractured rib. It wasn't like broken completely, just like a little fracture in it. And I could always feel like a pinch in my shoulder. And when I was training for regionals, I could always feel it like in the dip and everything. And I was like, oh, it's just tight muscle, don't think about it. Just kept on training and pushed through it. Then I competed at the games, didn't feel it that much at the games, but the first session that I did after the games, I did a burpee and like something was just not right. I never felt so much pain. I was like, oh, I'm just still tired after the games. Didn't think about it more. I had a little knee injury last year, so I was just trying to come from that. So I was doing a lot of upper body instead of lower body just to help the knee recover. Then I went to Australia and got I don't know if I got food poisoning or just sick, and was throwing up a lot, and I couldn't understand why my shoulder was hurting so much. So I broke the rib that's underneath the collarbone. So always when I was throwing up, you lift your trap or something, and I was like, why does this hurt so bad? On my 30-hour flight home, it was very, very bad. I couldn't even lift my bags or anything, and nobody would even help me. I don't know why. I was asking people to help me, and they just looked at me. They're like, oh, you're fit, you can do it yourself. I have a broken rib, help me, please. There's something wrong with me, I don't know what it is. I will find out, please. And yeah, it was a very, very long day, but I mean, I knew I was going home to see my family and everybody, and I needed that. And yeah, I went to the doctors. We thought it was a herniated disc just because of the nerve pain. Again, I went to get MRI. We saw that it wasn't a herniated disc, so we were trying to figure out what it was. So I went to another, it's called a computer scan, I think. And then we saw the rib, and it was just broken in half from overtraining and not recovering enough. So it had been happening for 6 months in total or something. And it's amazing what CrossFit does to you is that you have a specific pain threshold, and you just think that if you can't push through a pain, you're weak, instead of listening to your body. And that's what I learned. Learned it the hard way. And yeah, so I had a broken rib and a pinched nerve, and everything was just locked up here for about a week, and then I just wasn't able to use my upper body for 12 weeks. So, and yeah, we checked it out after 8 weeks if the pinched nerve was still there. I mean, I hadn't tested my upper body, and we wanted to be sure before I would start my training again that everything was going well. And if it would have been pinched still, I would have needed surgery, and then this season would be out. So it was a bit stressing, but everything turned out well. I'm good now, just not 77.5 kilos. So coming back strong. It's my second week now in full training. I'm very beat up, to be honest. I feel like after the games 2015, to be honest, my body's just so sore and I'm so powerless. It's like squatting and everything is like so heavy. But I'm gonna give it at least 3 weeks before I start whining about it. So I'm starting with a run, then I'm gonna go home, eat breakfast, and then I'm coming back for some lifting. And yeah, then I have some muscle up or some gymnastics in this afternoon, and then watt bike late tonight. 1 mile, then 400 meters, 1200 meters, 400 meters, 1000 meters, 400, 800. 30 seconds rest between. Yeah, I know. This has been my life for the last 12 weeks. It's like when I'm lifting, I'm still scared. I like have a hard time committing, but it just takes time. Get used to it again. I'm patient. I have time. Or do I? No, it's gonna be good. It's just going through the open, still in recovery, and like I've always wanted a heavy cluster in the open. I'm telling you, it's coming this year, just because I don't want it this year. But yeah, I'm just gonna think about the open, making it to regionals, and then making it to the games, and then I can be in beast mode again. And that's really hard, not wanting to win everything. And also smart, I'm turning into a runner. I wish. Now it is breakfast time. Okay, so I've been cleaning the storage, and the car is pretty messy. I have this broom in the back seat, so you just have to squeeze in. I was so relieved that it was a broken rib, because I on my way to Iceland, I have never been so just, the thoughts that were going through my head was just like, oh no, you're never gonna do CrossFit again because you have a herniated disc and it's gonna take a year for it to like heal, and then it's always gonna come back when you're under a lot of pressure, and you're that type that you're always so stressed, so it's always gonna come back, and you're always gonna feel it. How like, because my goal is also to make it to the Olympics. I was like, how are you gonna make it to the Olympics when you can't even move your neck? And like, I was just, yeah, I was like, oh, my career is over. What am I gonna do now? Like, that all happened in like one day, all those thoughts. And when the doctor said that he thought it was a herniated disc too, I was just like, there's no hope anymore. Like, just need to deal with it when I get the results and make the best out of it. There's nothing else I can do. And then I got the results that it was a broken rib, and like, I think it was the best news that could have come, because it takes 12 weeks to heal, and that's the perfect timing for the Open, and help me like make it to this season. I mean, it's gonna be hard not be like having the background from the off season this year, but I'm just gonna work my ass off and make it. That's how it's gonna be. There's a reason why it happened. I always believe that everything happens for a reason, so I think this is just something that I needed. I needed to get injured to work on my biggest weakness, which is endurance, and it's gonna help me later on. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year.